Hey Slick Review fans, coming at you with another video. On this episode we're checking out a leather folio case from Shieldon for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So y'all, in this video we're checking out this leather case from Shieldon for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. They do have their own website and they are on Amazon. I'll put links down in the description for you. They have different colors and stuff like that, but the one they sent over is this black one for the 15 Pro Max. But check those links to see if they've got your device and different colors and stuff that you like. On the outside, again, just regular black leather. Stitching and everything looks good. I can't find any flaws on the outside. Minimal company branding. We've got a little one down here on the front, and then on the back, Shieldon. So nothing too obnoxious or anything like that. On the inside, this is a little bit of a different setup than stuff we've seen in the past. I mean, similar, but usually we get like an ID holder or something like that. Here we just have 3 card slots. On the inside, again, cash, tickets, whatever you want to put in there. Pretty similar setup to stuff we've seen in the past. There is a card on the inside here that says this is RFID protected. I have no way of testing that, so we'll have to take them at their word for that if that is something that you're concerned about. We'll take out the phone case for a second. So on the inside is just a nice soft touch kind of material here. Taking a look at the phone case itself, this is pretty generic. It seems to be plastic and maybe rubber or TPU or something, pretty much all the way around. A lot of times when we have a case like this part will have like a leather back or something. The idea being that you could take the case off and just have a nice case and not necessarily have to run around with a folio all the time. This is still the same, like it's a fine case, but it's just kind of generic. Again, I like to see a leather panel on the back, but for the price that this one is normally at, I'm not too worried about it. So the case itself, again, pretty basic. It's got all of your cutouts and everything that you need. Just a regular, TPU drop protection style case. One thing that I do like about the Shieldon though, is that it plops on exactly where it's supposed to go. There's a couple things that I've come to look for with these folio cases. We've checked out quite a few of these here on the channel so far. And there's a couple pain points that seem to keep coming up with these kinds of cases. One is trying to get the magnets in the case to line up with the folio part. And it's not a big deal. It's just one thing I look for to kind of be a marker of better quality or not. And sometimes when you put this on here, you have to kind of like look at the back, line up the camera part, and like make sure you're good to go. It's a little thing, but whatever. This one just snaps on exactly where it's, okay, it needed a tiny bit of adjustment, but a lot of times like it's not even close and you gotta really like dial it in. This one, because I'm just like slapping it on there and it's like 98% of the way there. So you see what I mean? It just takes that little bit, that nudge to get it there. So I do like that. I'm gonna call that a win, that it gets right where it's supposed to be. So I think that was really well done. Another thing that I look for is how does it stay closed? A lot of times these case manufacturers just do nothing, where this is just a flap and it's just open. Sometimes we see like a little flap here that has a magnet in it and that will come over and keep it shut. We've seen that a lot. One that I would like to see is just a snap rather than the magnet. I'm not gonna say nobody does it. I just haven't seen it yet and I don't know why. Just do a snap. This one doesn't do any of that. It's got magnets. You can feel them built into the front there, likely lining up with something in the protection case is my guess, because there's nothing obvious. So I'm guessing there's probably a magnet right here along the outside of this case here that's lining up with something on the flap, because it does keep everything shut. Now, one problem with this solution. So this works when there's nothing in the wallet part. It works just fine. As soon as you start to put any cards or cash or anything in here, it's gonna sit like that, and this isn't gonna stay shut. It's gonna flap around. So that is why a lot of these will go with that kind of that flap closure deal to kind of deal with that problem. Like I said, this one works fine and is clean and kind of elegant looking until you use this for what it's intended for. So kind of a win, not really. I don't know, it kind of depends how you're using the case. Like I said, if you don't put anything in the flap, I think it's nice that it just shuts and it's magnetic. If you put anything in here though, it's pointless. Now another thing is a lot of times these cases will allow you to kind of do something like this, so you could like watch a movie on a plane or your lunch break or whatever. This one in my testing, so there it's kind of doing it. So you could turn it like this if you want and watch a show. The angle's not quite right though, and I think a reason for that is it matters where you put the folds in the back of the case here, so where basically the hinge is gonna be. I think this one is too low or something like that. Just something's not folding right so that it doesn't, here, I'll back up here so you can see what I'm talking about. It just doesn't want to really stay put. Now, I mean, it is staying, but the viewing angle, if you turn it towards yourself, it's like straight up and down almost, so it's kind of tough to watch anything. You can't really get it, you know, angled backward. I mean, you kind of can, but it doesn't really work like it should. It does, just not well. Overall, this is a nice case, especially for its normal price. Today it's around 30 bucks. Of course that can change, but that's what they're selling for right now as of filming. I think that's probably about right for a genuine leather wallet combo case like this. And then one thing before we wrap up, let's double check MagSafe. I've got my little wireless charger here. Slap it on the back and yep, good to go. So no issues with charging through the regular holder itself. Just for fun, I don't think it's gonna work. Let's try it through this. Oh, well, you know, it does work through the Folio too. They don't always do that. Usually that's too much material to get MagSafe to work. But it does work through the Folio as well. So that is the case from Shieldon. What I'd like to know from you all is the things I brought up. Are those deal killers for you? What do you think of this overall? If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them down below. I like to hear from everybody. And if you'd like to get in touch, all my social media links are down in the description as well. And last, before we go, if you enjoy straightforward, to-the-point content like this where we find good deals online from well-known and upcoming brands, make sure to leave the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Pretty easy and free ways to help support the channel. That's all I've got for you this time. I'm Zach, this is Slick Reviews, and I'll see you in the next video. This review was completed following several weeks for the product sample provided by the manufacturer. No compensation was provided, and the manufacturer was not allowed editorial input, copy approval, or an early preview. To see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel.